Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of the way and it's the end of the week, and once again I'm not here, I'm on a Catalonian beach somewhere, but this is the ghost of me today. Thought today to end the week we're going to do something a little bit quicker. You can probably notice I've got two stand supports here. That's for the U-Boat, which is up there. I don't need any parts of this build today because we're just working on the stand. So all we've got in this pack are these parts here, and I'm believing this is probably going to be one of the quickest videos of the year. Well, we'll see how that shapes up. We are coming to the end of this now, believe it or not. I think we've got a couple more packs and then that's done. So it does mean that, once again, with a Hachette build, as we saw with a Lancaster, we are going to have quite a bit to do in the last few stages. Now, I don't know if this is still available, but I have put a link in the video description, and we do have the QR code on the screen. But without further ado, let's get cracking. So we've done a pretty similar thing when we built the Titanic, and I know I've just said the T word then, so people are going to start saying, Wayne, where's the Titanic? What I'll probably do is I have actually done stage 135 of that on the members channel. What I'll probably do is this goes in the other way here, we're just putting these two parts here together and this on top. What I'll probably do is I will release that to the community on Monday. So there is a video next week. So that's in like that, and it just all fell apart. But I do need to put that together with the screws that come with this. These are the EP screws. So let's get these in. We do want to make sure when we do this that all of these holes are on the same side. But why they're making us do it together, I don't quite know. Because obviously we could just take it apart and slot it back together again. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. Okay, we want these screw holes here to be visible from the bottom only. So this is actually going to go on this way like that. It's going to be held in with some of these really long screws here. I think they're labelling these up as IP screws. Now looking at it, this is going to have a power button on here, which I'm guessing we're going to be able to push. Now, because this is a sealed unit here, I'm thinking that the power's going to go through the other one. I am tempted to glue this, you see. That's why I'm questioning myself, because this is always going to come apart at the end. But if I've got to pass a cable through it, then obviously I don't want to do that. But let's get this side in anyway. And there you go. With that in place, that's all there is to do in that stage. Now, talking about the switch, in stage 126, I believe that's what we've got here. Let's get this open. Okay, so to start off with, we've got this potentiometer here. I don't actually need to remove all of the cable ties at the moment, because I'm going to be putting this into place. Now, this actually goes in this way round. So when I put the cable in, this is actually going to be sitting into the recess just there. It's held in with CP screws. I've got them here. I did just have a visual inspection of those cables to make sure they're all okay. That's good. And then we'll put this potentiometer knob just on the top, so then that's able to turn, as you can see. And then this is actually going to be going, if I bring this over, actually I'm just going to bring up half of it for now. This is actually going to be going in here just like that there. Once again, that's held in with EP screws this time. This is the last screw just going in here. This is actually the volume control. So let's just turn that all the way down for now. We don't want that to blast us away. That's all there is to do in that stage. So in stage 127, continuing this stand, exactly like we did right at the start of this. This time though, as you can see, we do have a lead that's actually going to go through the whole thing, just as I suspected. So it is going to be exactly the same thing, but this time we are going to be putting a lead through here. Now when I put it together, you'll see that we do have a notch, so this can actually come out here. So I've got the screws. I'm actually just going to screw this in as I go along, just making sure that this is able to freely move in there before I put these screws in here, because the last thing you'll want again is one of these screws going through that wire. And now I know how this goes, I think I am in a position that I will just glue the inner lip together of this one here. Obviously, I was just worried that I wouldn't be able to pass a wire through if I had glued that together. But as you see, no problems there at all. So they're all in. So what I am going to do is I'm just going to put a bead of glue just around this inner edge here on both this rod and the one I created earlier. But once again, making sure that the holes line up in the same place here. So as you can see, that's how that goes. Let me just do the same on this one. Ensure that I put this in first before I put this all together by using these long screws again. That's perfect. I'm just going to line up this one here. And there you go. So, making sure they're in tight. There we go. That is looking pretty good at the moment. And then the last stage of this pack, we've got a stand for the model. This looks like a very tiny stand, so I'm wondering, are we going to be building up a stand? It's a very tiny stand. We do have a circuit board here as well. So this is basically the cover that closes this side of the stand off. Obviously, we're going to be putting covers on each of these. So let's open this circuit board. And I'm going to want to connect all the details that we've got in here. So we've got the long cable going in here. To be honest with you, all the cables that are coming out of this can only really go in one way. The one that's coming from the switch, which I haven't actually taken the cable tie off yet, that's going to go opposite it into this port here. And then we've got two cables left and they are different sizes. So again, we can only put these in one way. So one in here and the other one is going in here. So that is everything connected into that compartment. Now I do need CP screws. These are the bag with 3 other little screws in, because I need to put this into place. So as you see, that's going that way round. If you haven't got enough cable on this side, obviously just pull it through. It should be free to move in that section there. And secure this to these standoffs here. One there and one there. Perfect. Once that's in position, I'm going to be putting the base on, which is just going to go on the top here, just like that. That's going to be held in with the screws that we've got left, which are these EP screws. And there's 6 of these to put in. That's perfect. And then so we don't mark our coffee tables and our sideboards where this is going, we've got these rubber feet. They've got sticky backs on them. And I just want to put into position over every single screw. So make sure your screws are all the way down there. Otherwise you're going to have a bad time. And there you go, with that last one in, that is all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. So as you can see, not much to do. I bet you're making a stand was riveting, wasn't it? But we can kind of see how the U-boat's going to go. So obviously it sits on top, and these contacts, exactly like the Titanic, these contacts here are going to have the contacts inside the U-boat, which is going to power everything. Now, by the look of it, on the other side here, we're going to have a USB-C charging cable. I don't know if we're going to have a battery box in there. And obviously we are going to have a switch there as well. So I don't know if I can mount that. I might be able to. I can't. I remember why now, because I haven't got enough clearance in here. Otherwise I would have put the U-boat on that. Still haven't figured out where the U-boat's going, to be honest with you. Anyway, I really hope you like that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.